Hey everyone! Election 2012 is finally over, and boy was it a rough one for the GOP. As a result, this week there's been a lot of time spent talking about the future of the Republican Party. I think the blueprint for a successful GOP is actually already out there, and it comes from a very unlikely source, the GOP itself. I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me here. All the GOP needs to do to win future elections is to actually do all the things they claim to stand for. Now it's clear they're going to need some help doing this, so I present to you a few tips for the GOP. Number one, get serious about cutting spending. I was so excited to see the GOP wheel out the national debt clock to start the GOP convention. I thought to myself, we're finally going to get an apology for all that debt the Republicans have racked up. I mean, think about it. During the glory days of Bush and Reagan, the national debt more than doubled. I was, of course, very disappointed. The one thing I think we can all agree on is that we're completely broke and we have to stop racking up debt. But what does the party of fiscal conservatism offer as a solution? Well, the only specific I heard them manage to articulate over the last year is cutting educational programs for kids and women's health services. And this is at the same time the GOP also said they wouldn't cut oil subsidies or one penny from a ridiculously bloated defense budget that's already larger than the next 20 countries combined. And they wonder why they don't win elections. Number two, put an end to handouts by the government. And by this, I'm of course talking about the billions of dollars in bank bailouts, the billions of dollars we give in foreign aid, oil subsidies, farm subsidies, etc. The biggest welfare recipients in this country are some of the GOP's biggest donors. That has to stop. Number three, get the government out of our lives. Yes, we all love this idea, but it can't just be the parts you agree with. You can't claim to support limiting the role of government while at the same time being for prohibition and marriage discrimination. Number four, stop making things up and presenting them as facts. People these days have this crazy thing called Google. It allows the average American person to look up something and in real time see whether you're telling the truth or not. Also, while we're on the subject, pro tip, it looks even worse if there's a video of you saying you support something that you're now against, or vice versa. Number five, if you actually manage to get youth supporters again, you have to listen to them. What you guys did to Ron Paul supporters this year was just plain crazy. Changing your own rules on the fly to silence their votes and not allow the candidate they voted for to be nominated is the exact kind of things that loses elections. Don't believe me? See last Tuesday. Number six, seriously start to think about your foreign policy. In addition to the fact that it's bankrupting us, in addition to the fact that very few people seem to even believe anymore that it's actually making us safer, when the Army, Navy, and Air Force all give more money to the candidate that's completely against the foreign policy you support, you should probably think about that. And number seven, and I can't believe I even have to say this, but next time you have thoughts or comment about rape, please do us all a favor and shut the f***. This has been Jeff J. O'Toole. Thanks for watching, and if you have some tips for the GOP, please tweet them under the hashtag GOP Tips.